Welcome to Make Shit Happen. My guest today is Khaliah Guillory. Khaliah, thank you for coming over here, donating me your time and to me and my audience and taking the time to drive over here, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Of course, man. Thank you for having me. Thanks,
Khaliah,
Sam.
people are wondering, who is Khaliah? Who is Khaliah? Tell us a little bit.
Khaliah is this fun lover of humanity, love to dance. I am obsessed with all things 80s hip hop, 90s R&B, vinyl collection, travel, good time. I love to dance. I love connecting to cool people like yourself. Like, it's just cool. I love experiences. I love adventure. And I also am so much obsessed with sleep. I started Nap Bar.
Sleep. A lot of people, they say they're obsessed with sleep, but they always sleep deprived, right?
Right.
And sleep deprivation is something really big
It's a thing.
in our country. And you said before the interview, I was talking to you, and you said you used to work for this big company, Wells Fargo, and all of a sudden you decided you wanted to open up a nap bar. What the heck were you thinking?
Right? Like, what do you think? What do you mean you're going to leave a cushy? I was a C-level executive at a Fortune 100, in a Fortune 100 company. Like, what was I thinking, right? Well, I woke up one day and I thought, I'm no longer at the intersection where my contribution is meeting my satisfaction. Mm-hmm. And what does that look like for me? And so when I started to explore that a little bit more and went down this journey, I realized that in order for me to fulfill my divine purpose, I had to operate in a building that had my name on it, meaning that these are my core values. These are my visions. This is how I want my culture to look like. Nothing against my former employer, because I am oozing with gratitude for them, because my transferable skills that I have and I operate on a daily basis as an entrepreneur, I have to owe it back to them. But at the end of the day, I had to go and drag my ladder, the same ladder that I was obsessed with, to climb the rung on every ladder. Because every time I got to the next rung on a ladder, Sam, I thought, okay, I'm going to add another zero to my paycheck. I'm going to get another week of vacation. This is it. I'm making it. And then when I got there, it was like, all you got was extra time that you're working. Mm-hmm. And so I had to literally go to said building, drag the ladder away and lean it against a building that had my name on it so I can fulfill my divine purpose. And
sometimes that's very hard to do.
Oh, yeah.
It takes a lot of courage, lots of guts. I mean, also not knowing what's going to happen next.
It's the not knowing, man. And you know about that.
Yeah. So tell me, how did you feel about not knowing? Where are you going next?
It's the not knowing is what was the excitement of the ride for me. It's knowing that I am walking in the alignment with what I'm supposed to be doing. I knew that to be a fact. I also knew that my faith is stronger than I could even think of. So when those two are combined, it was like, all right, this is going to be easy. But there's also those moments in the middle of the night when you're thinking, I went to hunt today. I didn't kill anything, so I'm not eating. So what am I going to do tomorrow? As an entrepreneur, that's your life. Mm-hmm. You have to make things happen every single day. You have to fill the pipeline every single day. You have to build organic relationships every single day. And so the ideology of like, okay, hey, you don't have health benefits if you can't pay for it outside of you leaving your corporate job and you had a steady paycheck, that's real. It's absolutely real. So, for me, it was reminding myself of why I'm doing this, what my why is. And my why is I decided that generational curses will die with my parents, and I will birth a generation of innovation, generosity, and just it's a super amount of love that we could exude outside of sleep deprivation.
Exactly. Now, it's kind of funny, before I move off this topic, that, you said about, when you're in business, you're going to hunt every day. If you don't kill anything, you're not going to eat. Because I have this, favorite saying about, it's just like there's a lion and a gazelle that wakes up every morning in Africa. And if you are not, the lion starts running to make sure he eats something or bring back something. And the gazelle is running to make sure that they don't get eaten.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's crazy that you said that. And in business, you gotta either kill or stop getting killed. So one of the two. So Khaliah, nap bar. Where did the nap bar idea came from? You said you're obsessed with napping, but tell me about napping.
I've been an avid napper my entire life, Sam. And what I mean is, when I was a kid in kindergarten, when the teacher said, hey, go and get your red and blue mat, I got my mat, I was in my spot, I was out. She did not have to fight with me. And I continued to nap all throughout high school, college, and even into corporate America. Mm-hmm. And this one particular time, I was carpooling into the city. I lived out in Sugar Land in the burbs here in Houston. Carpooling into the city with my then wife, my now ex-wife, and I looked at my watch. It was around 2:30, and we had a break in our day. And I said, it's my nap time, but you're in the car. Like, this is kind of weird. Like, what am I going to do? And she said, well, just Google naps in Houston. Surely we live in an innovative city. Like, there's a place where you could go take a nap. Well, after a 30-second search, I realized no said where I wanted to go existed. And I looked at her, and I was in such a disappointment for the city. And I said, can you believe there's no such a thing that exists here? She said, you should create it. And I was like, no one's going to pay me to take a nap. I'm clearly probably the only adult in the world that's napping every day like this. And she was like, you shouldn't cancel it out. Just think about it. That particular night, I could not stop because I couldn't stop thinking about it. So I woke up middle of the night, went to the office, and I started doing research. And I ran across this NASA stat, and it said that they did a study on sleepy military pilots and astronauts and found that a 26-minute nap improved their productivity by 34% and alertness by 54%. And I looked at the dog looked at me. It was the middle of the night, and I was like, I got it. Scientifically proven, this is exactly why I have been able to go as fast and furiously as I possibly could, because I'm increasing my productivity every time I nap. I nap every day. 99% of the time, I'm taking my nap every single day, Sam.
Wow. If it was me, that's the difference between me and you. I would have probably just slept in the car. Didn't care who was driving it. As long as I was not driving it, I would have taken that nap.
I needed peace, man, because she was scrolling on the phone. Like, no, I need peace and quiet in my parking garage, sleeping inside my car. Because I used to sleep in my car all the time. Unused conference rooms, those uncomfortable chairs, in the lounges in the airport, like everywhere.
Yeah. So now this was when? Give me a
time frame. This conversation happened April 2018, and then I went out and literally. I hit the go button the very next day. A year later, literally to the day, April 2019, we did a 5-month beta test here in Houston in Rice Village, and then we did our grand opening November 2019 in the Galleria Mall.
Okay.
So
and how and what did you find out when you did a beta test and a grand opening? What did you find out?
In the beta test,
are people taking naps?
Well, before we even got to the beta test, the very next day after I had that realization of the NASA stat, I went out to Facebook and I did what you do best, right? You poll people, like, tell me what you want. So I polled my friends on Facebook and I said, hey, seriously, who out here is taking naps on a regular basis? Tell me. 99.9% of my friends was like, I am. I said, okay, cool. Well, if there was a place that was curated, that was a rest sanctuary just for you, it was inside of your corporate office or around the corner, would you go? Absolutely. I said, okay. How much would you pay for said nap? They answered the question. What else would you want there? Aromatherapy? You want sound waves, brain waves? Like, what do you want? I literally built my business plan based off of what the masses wanted. Not what Khaliah O. Guillory wanted, but what the masses wanted. That's the reason why we were able to go so fast. So then we moved to our beta test. We had 20 nappers that consistently rolled in, and we also found ourselves, we earned revenue on the very first day we opened our doors because we did a great job of promoting on media and public relations, that people were coming in, people were booking appointments that weren't even a part of the beta test. They just wanted to take a nap. So that's when I realized, like, okay, this is a business model that can go. We're generating revenue on the very first day. So our beta test taught us, we went through 3 MVPs, 3 minimum viable products. It told us, like, hey, this step doesn't work here. It's hard for me to get out. The lighting isn't good for us for the mood lighting. Change this, change that. We went through 3 different rounds.
Yeah.
Got it right. And then we said, okay, we're ready for our grand opening. And that's when we also tried the data, like, hey, what are your mental stressors? Did that reduce? And what we found is we partnered with UT Health we did a business case on postpartum moms who just had a baby, and we saw an increase of 80% in their mental stressors that reduced. So they were stressed out before they were taking their naps, and then when they came to Nap Bar on a 10-day assignment, they saw an 80% reduction in their mental stressors.
Really?
An increase in productivity. Like, all the things that you want that scientifically has already been proven. We just reminded people what it was.
I mean, when I hear the name Nap Bar, even I'm not a napper. I wish I could take a nap during the day. I just can't or don't, right? Because I'm unable to. But like something like that, if I'm out in the city or if I have some appointments or here or there, if I'm driving, I mean, I'll be intrigued to go and stop by.
Absolutely.
And, at least cheat out of my schedule. And I mean, if you said 26 minutes, I mean, that's not a lot of time.
It's 30 minutes. And what we told people is it's no pressure to actually fall asleep and nap. But what we want people to do is reverse engineer this braggadocious culture that we've created of team no sleep and I'll grind till I'm dead and I'll sleep when I'm dead. That's crazy talk. Actually, it's slave mentality because we were all designed to rest. Rest is our birthright. So if we think about that and we think about giving ourselves permission just to unplug for 30 minutes, just sit in a room that's curated for rest, just do that for 30 minutes. Unplug yourself from the rest of the world for 30 minutes. As a CEO of my company, I do that every single day. And people think like, how do you do that when people need you? I was like, they could wait for 30 minutes. Because I owe it to myself to give myself the time and energy and the space to recharge. Because I can't pour from a half cup.
That's absolutely right. You know, sitting over here making me think I need to take a 30-minute nap right after this.
That's it, Sam, man.
A lot of time, and there's a lot of people who are probably listening to this, and that's one of the reasons why I invited you over here because, most of the time during the day or during the afternoon, a lot of people who work in offices and who, like people like me, our energy level just drops. So what we do, we either go to the cafe, we either go get a coffee, we go to the cafe, go get the coffee, or we go and, maybe a Red Bull or something. Now in my office, I do have like a couch in a rec room. And I'm not surprised, but I see a lot of people always going over there and taking a nap.
Yep.
Okay. Or they just sit quiet in this dark room.
Yeah, we need that.
Most of the time. And I mean, it's pretty good, I guess. I mean, most people do need it, I think.
We for sure need it because can I get nerdy with you for a second?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me tell you why we need rest on a regular basis. Is because sleep debt is a myth. A lot of times people think, oh, well, I'm going to sleep 4 or 5 hours throughout the week, despite the CDC's recommended a night is 7 to 9 hours. And most people think I'm just going to sleep in on Saturdays and I'm going to make up for the time that I had Monday through Friday. That doesn't happen because our body, every single night, it needs to repair. Our brain cells are repairing. Toxins in our body are flushing out. Our mental memory is being downloaded every night. So whenever you meet someone and they say, oh, I've been up for 2 hours and they're bragging about it. And you ask them, well, what did you do an hour ago? Or what did you do this morning? They're like, oh, I don't remember. It's because they didn't give their body a chance to rest, to download the memory of the previous day.
Yeah. I got to have at least 6-7 hours of sleep.
Oh, yeah. Seven is like my minimum. I'm good at 8. If I get a solid 8, watch out, world.
Yeah. I mean, I think if I sleep 6 hours for maybe 1 or 2 days, I think the third day I'm sleeping 8 or 9.
Yeah, because your body's like, I got to catch up to it.
Yeah, I got to catch up to
I mean?
it. I mean, that's just who I am. I like to get at least 7, probably almost every night. 6 is like worst case scenario.
Well, because 7,
anything under 6, I can't function.
You can't function, and you can't function because you're probably groggy. You're a little bit agitated. You might be a little moody because you didn't fall into a rapid eye movement, which is REM sleep. You should get into REM sleep at least 4 times a night. And you're in that REM sleep for 20 to 30 minutes a night, and you go through 4 different cycles. So you have to, just from a mathematical standpoint, you have to sleep the minimum of 7 hours a night just so you get into your REM sleep and wake up refreshed and ready to go.
Tell our listeners who are listening, what is REM sleep? Talk about it.
Yeah, so REM sleep is rapid eye movement. That's when your body is in the best phase of sleep. It's when your body is paralyzed. It's when you're dreaming. You probably won't remember what it is, but your body is doing all the work that it should do in these four 20 to 30 minute cycles.
Break it down. So when you lay on the bed, how does it go? Do you
light sleep? So you're light. You're into you go into deep sleep, and then you're in REM sleep. So it's a cycle of and there's really 4 cycles in there. But you want to make sure that you are the most important one is REM, because that's when all the magic happens, right? So in order for you to get into REM sleep, that means that you can't be scrolling on your phone right before you go to bed, because that blue light is illuminating into your through your eyeballs, and it's telling your brain, oh, it's light outside. So that means I need to be up and awake. So oftentimes people who wake up in the middle of the night, 3 to 4 hours, at 3 a.m., between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m., I can't diagnose them. They'll need to go and consult with a doctor. But chances are it's showing that you probably are battling insomnia. And one of the biggest things with insomnia is that what we found in my clients is people who are scrolling late at night. They don't have a set bedtime schedule. They don't have a bedtime ritual. Their sleep hygiene is not consistent, meaning that they are reading a book on a Kindle, and they're like, oh, but I'm reading a book. Yeah, but it's on the Kindle. So you got the blue light coming in. going back to this blue light, it's your circadian rhythm, which is our body's master clock. So if the body's master clock thinks that it's time for you to be awake because it sees light, you're going to be awake. So if you're struggling, you're tossing and you're turning and you're doing all these things and you're having a difficult time going to bed, get out of your bedroom, because now your brain is thinking, I shouldn't be asleep in this room. Leave the room, go somewhere else that's calm and quiet and peaceful. Listen to some meditation music, actually read an actual book, open it up and turn the page. And then when you feel tired, go back into your room, because you're basically reprogramming your brain to say, hey, it's dark in here. Now it's time for me to go to bed.
What are the 3 big factors for someone to have good night's sleep, in your opinion?
In my opinion, and my caveat to this, Sam, is such a great question, but everybody's body is different. What works for me might not work for you.
Yeah, but I'll just say like a general...
Scientifically proven, I would say adopting a bedtime ritual. For me, my bedtime ritual is that I'm taking a bath every single night. Every single night I'm taking a bath, because for me, I'm someone that battles with depression. Depression has also been tied to being a reduction if you are taking advantage of taking a bath every single night. Also, from a sleep perspective, it tells your body, hey, it's time to wind down. It's time to wind down because it's relaxing, it's soothing. I'm playing vinyl. I'm playing a soft melody on vinyl. I've got candles going. I'm chilling, right? I'm decompressing from the day. The second thing that I'm doing is that I am not sleeping with my phone. So my phone, when it's time for bedtime, my phone is in the kitchen charging, doing all the things. It's still my alarm clock, but I literally have to get up out the bed to go and turn it off. So I'm not tempted to scroll. And I'm not tempted to immediately when I wake up, reach for my phone and check what my calendar is and check for what do I have going on, who texted me, what email was sent. The very first 45 minutes of my day belongs to me. And that actually starts my bedtime rituals, because I'm meditating, I'm journaling, I'm doing all the things that's going to pour into Khaliah O Guillory. I'm putting my armor on before I go into the world. So the last thing that I'm doing also is that I sip on tea right at night. So chamomile tea, fennel tea, those are like my 2 favorite go-tos. I'm sipping on tea. I replace that instead of having alcohol. This is usually when people want to throw tomatoes at the stage whenever I say this, but if you should minimize your alcohol intake 3 to 4 hours before you go to bed, because what happens, people say, oh, well, I fall asleep all the time. Yeah, but you're probably waking up, because once that wears off, you're waking up. Once the alcohol wears off, you're waking up.
Yeah. Also, people, doctors and nutritionists say the reason why you wake up when the alcohol wears off is that's when you start digesting your food. And that's where your body wakes you up, like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah, and so not eating too late. I mean, it's so many things. Just, the room temperature in the room is a thing. The recommended temp is between 66 and 70 degrees. I personally like it at 67. That's my jam. And, because you're not supposed to, your body needs to drop a couple of degrees in Fahrenheit for you to actually fall asleep and stay asleep. Because a lot of people don't have a problem falling asleep. It's the staying asleep part.
Staying asleep part. So now let me ask you a question. How vital is not being on the phone versus having a good mattress, good pillow, cool room? What do you think about that?
All of it is the perfect equation for getting a good night's sleep. Like, you have to have all the things, right? Like, your pillow is comfort, because if you wake up with a crook in your neck or you're sore, oh man, I didn't have good sleep last night. Well, you got to check your mattress. I personally sleep on an organic mattress because it doesn't have any toxins or chemicals in it. Because what I found is, leading up to before I had this mattress, is that I would wake up with aches and pains. Like, why am I so achy? And especially in here in Houston in March, I mean, we have crazy, pollen in the air. So my allergies were all over the place. And I kid you not, Sam, the moment I got this mattress, I wasn't waking up achy, even though I still was working out at the gym the same way. But what I noticed is also that I wasn't waking up with an itchy or runny nose or itchy eyes, because the mattress I sleep on is hyperallergenic.
But a lot of people don't, they spend a lot of money on their purses, cars, clothes. But
dinner.
But when it comes to sleeping, a good mattress and a good pillow is too hard, for them to realize.
So it's not the strangest thing. So, and that's what I was saying in the beginning of this talk is, my social impact is to solve the $411 billion, I'm saying billion dollar U.S. economic loss due to sleep deprivation. Some of this is awareness and education. It's like everything you just said. You've got a $10,000 purse, but you're haggling over this cost of this mattress that's going to guarantee great sleep, And when you get great sleep, Harvard Business Review came out with a case, and it said that if you nap consistently 2 to 3 times a week, you're going to improve your lifespan by up to 5 years.
That's crazy.
5 years. So if I want to improve my lifespan and I know I want to get good sleep, well, I got to make sure that I'm sleeping in cool pajamas, bamboo preferably, sleeping on in a cool room, and a quality mattress. Like, come on, like if you're gonna furnish the first room, you should furnish in your house. Should be your bedroom.
Should be your mattress, right?
Yeah.
Listen, trust me. I've been in business now for 23 years, and mattress is the worst thing that people tell me. Well, they look at bedrooms for $5,000. They can buy a $6,000 bedroom set.
And then want $1,000 mattress.
No, Khaliah. If you think they want $1,000 mattress, we'll be good. A lot of people are just they feel like they can have a nice bedroom set, but they don't want to spend over $700-800 on a mattress.
Oh, wow!
Listen, it boggles my mind.
You're like, what are you doing, customer?
Why? I'm like, why are you gonna buy a $5,000 bedroom set and not spend $5,000 or $3,000 on a mattress? Because mattress is what gets you. And I tell everybody, listen, if you're a couple, okay, and you don't give you and your mate at least $800 or $1,000 on a mattress, that means if you're 2 people sleeping on a mattress, the mattress should be at least $1,800 to $2,000.
So $2,000. Yep.
Okay. If you're one person sleeping and you have a queen mattress, maybe you can go with the $1,000 mattress, maybe. But rule of thumb is if there's 2 people sleeping on the bed, it should be $800 to $1,000 per person spent on the mattress. But people are just, they want to spend $300, $500, on the mattress, but they can have a $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 purse. They can be riding around in a $100,000 car. They can go to Steak 48 and spend $1,000 that night, or drink
every week,
or drink
every week,
or drink that bottle for $1,000 every week. But they can't. But they don't understand how important it is to spend that money.
And I think that you just hit the nail on the head for me. And that's one of the things that I knew I wrote into my business plans. Like I'm going to spend a lot of time having to educate and bring awareness to the importance of sleep, because the reality of it is that sleep is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Yeah. But we have to reverse engineer our relationship with sleep. That's the biggest thing. And that's the reason why I enjoy doing these podcasts. I enjoy doing talks and pop-up events, because at the end of the day, we won't be able to change things until we educate people so they can get a better understanding.
And that's one thing that is important, right? Because people, first of all, what do you sleep on? Second of all, how do you sleep? Okay. A lot of people don't understand. Hey, I shouldn't be drinking alcohol when I'm going to sleep, right? It's not only bad for one or two things. It's bad because the snoring, the
sleep apnea,
the breathing, all that stuff, the digestion.
Even the pillow you sleep on. If you're a back sleeper, this is the type of pillow you should sleep on. If,
and the pillows, the sheets, the people don't understand sheets. They don't understand
at all.
Yeah. We are so programmed on selecting our pillow by touching it at Bed Bath and Beyond or Walmart. You got to lay down on the pillow.
It has nothing to do with the touch.
Listen,
not with your hand.
People come to us. People come to our stores and they just touch the mattress, and we tell them to lay down, and they don't want to lay down. Okay, now people are buying mattresses on the internet. Okay.
Yes, they are.
One size don't fit all. Okay, because people like to buy the bed in a box for $499, $599, $699, the thing. And even though they might give you a 100-day comfort guarantee, nobody returns the mattress. Study says
never.
Study says only 2% of the people
Casper
return the mattress.
Yeah,
2%.
Mm-hmm.
And 47% of the people throw away the mattress or put it in a room they will never use.
Yep.
Or give it to somebody.
Think about that. 47%. That's all. We could just say that's half. So half of the people bought this mattress and they was like, I don't even want to go through the hassle of returning it, but it's not a good mattress, so I'm just going to throw it in here and let my guests sleep on it.
Exactly. Or pass it on or trash it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's money down the drain.
Because I'm a big firm believer, and like you said, everybody has a different body, right?
Right.
One size doesn't fit all.
Nope.
I cannot get a shoe that somebody else. I'm a size 10. I can't wear a size 13 shoe because I won't be able to walk. I won't be able to run. I won't be able to do that.
No.
I won't be able to wear a size 7 shoe because definitely won't fit in my, on my feet. People don't understand that everybody has a different sleeping pattern. Everybody has to have a different mattress, a different pillow, and why mattress, pillow, and sleep of all is so important. So I tip my hat to you for doing such a thing as a nap bar.
Thank you, man.
So now tell me, let's go back to your timeline. November 2019, you started this brick and mortar thing. Got this in the Galleria. What happens after that?
March 1st, we had strategically already planned, like we only want to be here for the holidays because we looked at the numbers. It's not a lot of foot traffic. We want to be there where it was a fighting chance for us to convert. Generated the money that we needed to in revenue, but it was like, hey, let's do something else. And so we said, we're going to go into pop-ups. Our first pop-up, we were scheduled to be at South by Southwest 2020. And then that's right when no one really knew. Like it was like, well, we might cancel, we might not cancel. And then the next day we were on the phone. I never forget, I was on the phone with my account rep at South by Southwest. She's like, the city of Austin is telling us that this is going to be fine. Like we should still be able to go through with it. And the very next day, it's like, yeah, no, it's canceled. Like we're about to go into shutdown.
Because of COVID.
Because of COVID and the quarantine. And I said, oh, okay. We weren't even 9 months old. We were 5 months in beta test. If you want to count that, we were 9 months old. But technically we were only 4 months old before the pandemic. And I had just retired from my corporate job. So it was like, okay, what are we going to do now? What are we going to do in shutdown? And so I literally took 30 days off. I unplugged from social media. I was already unplugged from life, but I really got within myself and thought, okay, this is fight or flight. Like, what are you going to do? Like, you're here now. So what are you going to do? And so I met with my team and we came up with a better sleep box. And then that carried us through 2020. And we were absolutely grateful to get connected and engaged with some corporate clients that thought, hey, we want to keep our employees engaged while they're at home. Can we get some of your boxes in wholesale? So we've been able to wholesale with some corporate clients the better sleep box. And so every year I promise myself that we will innovate. Every year we'll come out with something that's innovative. So for 2020, it was our box. 2021, it's Nap Bar Virtual Reality.
So what is a box? What is a sleep box?
So the better sleep box is we've committed to making sleep sexy again. So it includes a soy-based candle. It includes a vegan pillow mist. We give you this really cool blackout eye mask and also downloadable brainwaves. So brainwaves are rhythmic beats that engage the frontal lobe of your brain, and it naturally releases melatonin in your body by up to 97%. And there's also sleep tips that you can download in the box. And the reason why this all came about is because I did some research on Google Trends and found that the most searched keyword, especially in August, in the entire world was COVID insomnia. So I combined it. I said, if you got COVID insomnia, this box is for you. Because what we realized is that people's bedrooms have easily and quickly overnight literally converted over to daycare, to the lunchroom. Now it's the office. And so your brain now is thinking like, I'm not supposed to sleep here. I'm supposed to work in here. Mm-hmm. So the Better Sleep Box was designed so that you could reverse engineer your brain back to like, no, I sleep here. The pillow mist is aromatherapy. It's lavender. It helps you with all the scents. Same thing with the candle. The candle's called Pillow Talk. So it was just a way for us to make it fun and make it exciting and get people to get obsessed with sleeping again because so many people weren't.
Got you. So now this download, you said some
the brainwaves.
Brainwaves. How does someone listen to it? I mean, they put a headphone or
no, they don't. So it's on our website. When you purchase the box, you get an exclusive code, a passcode to download. So you can download it to any smart device. You can listen to it on speaker. You can listen to it through your headphones, however you want to do it. And it's designed to help you rest. I listen to them on a regular basis. What I think is really cool about it is that there's a undertone of the beat. So when you think of brainwaves, a lot of people don't really understand the sound of it. It's but it's soft. Because what it's doing is the frequency of your brain is being connected. There's beta, there's theta, there's so many different frequencies. But this particular frequency of one that we're talking about is theta, so it helps your brain immediately start to power down and know that it's time for rest.
How can someone get that?
So they go to napbarnow.com. First thing that pop up, it says get your box, and they can follow the prompts. And then in the next 3 to 5 business days, they'll have a box shipped out to them.
How much it costs?
Retail $69.
So napbarnow.com.
You got it.
So how long, if I buy a box from you, how long is it? What's the life of it like that I can use?
Oh, 45 days, depending on your use. You know, the average is about 45. We're seeing people repeat back in 45 days.
Okay, so 45 days. Basically, so this box will probably last me about 45 days, roughly.
6 weeks or so, and that's if you're using it on a regular basis.
On a regular basis. Now, if you're not using it on a regular basis, it might be a little longer.
A little longer, yeah.
Now, why the mist? Why the spray?
Aromatherapy has proven that it will also result in just relax and calm. So you spray it on your pillow, and when you lay down, you smell the aromatherapy. It's infused with lavender. We all know lavender has also promotes rest. And so then you put in the brainwaves. Before you know it, you're out.
Okay. So now, what you said? What is next? 2022. You said you were going to do virtual reality.
2021. So this year, we're in the middle of our virtual reality. So actually, last Tuesday, we rolled out at Houston Tech Rodeo Week, Nat Bar VR. So Nat Bar virtual reality has come. We have curated some really cool experiences for the masses. You throw on your goggles. We immediately give you brain rituals, bedtime rituals, so that you can get better sleep. So imagine sitting in your living room or sitting in corporate America, and we're teaching you this is going back to our education. We drop you into Bora Bora. You're on vacation. You're sitting watching the sunset on the beach. And then next we drop you into a waterfall where you see the sun that's actually setting behind it. And then after that, your next frame is you're going into space. And then you have affirmation statements being played in your ears. You also have those brain waves that I shared, or you can have native. You can select the native audio that comes with the actual videos. So it's a way for you to escape the reality. You're going into virtual reality, but it's a different way to show how we can educate and re-educate and reverse engineer our love for sleep. And there's also been some white paper. I'm a certified sleep expert, Sam. So I've committed 10,000 plus hours to researching this. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this, right?
Yeah.
And so I committed to this research, but what I uncovered is with VR sleep, it's different from the blue light that we tell you not to listen to, or not to make sure you monitor whenever you're trying to get ready for bed. But with virtual reality, it's the stillness of it. It's just to be able to trick your brain to think you're somewhere else that you're not. And normally it's places we take you where you want to be that you can't escape to immediately, that are peaceful and serene.
I love that. I love that. So is that something that you're going to be doing regular basis? If someone who's listening to this is like, man, I wish I was there. I wish I want to go over there. How do they get there? How do they get in touch with you, and how much it costs?
Thank you. So we are still in beta. We're beta testing it out. So this is our MVP that we're rolling out at Houston Tech Week. So the TBD, to be determined on the price, but they can also follow us at natbarhou. That's our Instagram handle, but go directly to our website, natbarvr.com. That's the landing page there. That's where they can go and let us know if they want to connect. So ideally, we plan to have this available in corporations for employee engagement. If you want to have a virtual reality party, I mean, the sky's the limit. You could, whatever you need for us to do. If you want to have a birthday party and have virtual reality, or if you just want to have an educational for conventions. We're being booked for conventions now that want to have an experience, and this is definitely an experience for party planners.
So now how long is this process like? So if someone goes over there in this virtual, is it like a pod? Is it like a chamber?
No, it's just you're sitting in a chair, you put the goggles on, and you immediately escape to where we take you.
And so what, do you take a nap while you're sitting in the chair? Or?
No, you go through the virtual reality. So you might take a nap because imagine if you close your eyes and you're at Bora Bora, you're on the beach and you're sitting on the side, you're in the sand, you look up, you can see the sun. Like, that's the experience that you'll be able to see. You'll be able to see the sun setting. If you look over to the right, you'll see the waves coming in.
Wow.
And then it will...
Just relaxing. Just something that will relax.
Yeah. So you could be sitting in your office, Sam, in the middle of the day and have all the things going on around you. But the moment you put on your goggles, your virtual reality goggles, you immediately will pop you into a waterfall. It's an instant relaxation.
And so that's something that's gonna be your 2021 model. That's what you're trying to do.
That's our innovation.
That's what you want to get. That what kind of technology did you use? I mean, is it some existing one? Did y'all customize it, proprietary to you? What is it?
It's IP to me and a partner that I partner with who also is in that space. And I mean, but the cool thing about it is that we have basically reimagined what this looks like, because no one really is truly utilizing VR for bedtime, for sleep, for sleep deprivation, for all these things. So, I mean, we're excited about it. This is the reason why we said this is going to be our MVP, and why not go ahead and roll it out and get great feedback at Tech Week with all the people who are into tech.
Right.
This is it.
That's awesome. Now, you also so let's just talk about this real quick. So 2021, that's what we do in VR. Is there 2022 plan?
It's in the works. You have to bring me back on so I can talk about that one.
Okay, yeah, definitely. I definitely will. So nap bar is something right now that you are more focusing on sleep, educating people. Is anything in the future about speaking to people about sleeping or?
Oh, that's happening now. That's happening now. Yeah. So
tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So people book me for health and wellness conferences all the time. I probably average 2 to 3 talks a month. They can reach out again on the Nap Bar website, napbarnow.com. And also my personal speaking page is kogpassion.com, where is a link that says book me, and they'll book Khaliah. They'll be able to fill out the form for that. But yeah, I love speaking about this stuff, right? It makes me happy. This is how I'm able to reclaim more people to get better sleep.
Yeah. Tell us where what social medias are you parked at? I mean, are you on, I know you're LinkedIn, so tell us a little bit on that.
Yeah, me personally, I'm on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram as well, and that's at Khaliah Guillory. I'm sure you guys will show on my lower third how to write my name, because it'll be easier just to catch it that way. And then for Nap Bar, we're at Nap Bar HOU. That's on LinkedIn as well as Instagram and Facebook.
All right. Now, you also founded Cynthia Guillory Foundation.
I did.
In 2011.
I did.
Tell us a little bit about that.
It was to pay homage to my mother, Cynthia, who passed away from ALS, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease. I don't know if you're familiar with it.
I know a little bit about it. I'm not educated on that.
It's one of the cruelest diseases in the world, because you lose basically muscle. You use muscle function in your entire body. So when you think of the ability to walk, talk, swallow, eat, drink, all those things, it's all gone away, but your brain is still functioning as if everything is happening and moving in the right way. So my mother was diagnosed with that my senior year in college, and then I graduated in May of 2002, celebrated my 22nd birthday, October 2002, and then November, a week before Thanksgiving, she had passed away. She had lost the battles. But one of the things that I wanted to continue to do, is I promised her on her deathbed, is that I would continue her legacy through the gift of giving. And so what that looked like for me is I had this mother who, during the holidays in Port Arthur, where I was born and raised, I saw this ornament and it had names on it. And I said, well, why are there names on the ornament? She said, well, those are families in our community that can't provide gifts for their family this year. She's like, actually, matter of fact, you and your sister go and grab an ornament, and when you shop for our family, shop for them. And that's when the Guillory Foundation really, truly, and the Giving Tree was really born. So fast forward to 2011, we're in our 10th year this year of the Giving Tree. Last year, during COVID, we raised the most money we ever did. In one night, we raised $16,000, partnered with Councilmember Edward Pollard over in District J at the Walmart, and we paid off over 130 layaways for the people who were in need there. So that's the type of stuff that we do. That's my heart work. If I could do that work all day long, I absolutely would. But I have all these other callings as well. But we're excited about where we're going and what we've done. That's for sure.
And it doesn't matter how big or small the contribution is.
It's still a contribution.
As long as Tony Robbins say it's all about giving. There's no life without giving. I mean, if you're not giving, you're not
absolutely
you're not living.
If you're not giving, you're not living. That's it, man.
If you're not giving, you're not living. I mean, you gotta do that. I mean, there's a couple of things that gratitude is important. You got to be grateful for what you have. People always say that, man, I wish I had that, but we never say I have more than this other person. I'm thankful for this, because what I have, somebody else don't have.
Absolutely.
Like what you said with Walmart, what you did. Some people, they can't buy their family gifts, toys. That's why, when people do toy drives and stuff, it just, fills my heart. I mean, because it's just like, it's great. Because, a stuffed animal might not mean nothing to me and you, but it might mean everything.
The world.
To that little kid.
I'm going to send you some clips and video of what we were able to accomplish last year, and it will absolutely warm your heart, Sam.
Absolutely.
These little kids, just as a little bike, right? Just a little bike, and the dad came up and was like, hey, I'm going to put this on layaway today. I know I got to get it out in a week's time. And we say, don't worry about it. We got it. It's on us. I mean, the guy was sobbing because he thought and he told us, he's like, I was putting it on layaway so I could give myself another 5 days to figure out how I'm going to pay for this bike. And now I don't have to. And the little girl she was just happy to have a bike. And you think man, it's just a bike.
So you grew up in Port Arthur.
I did. What do you know about it, Sam?
Well, one of my best friends, he's from Port Arthur.
Okay.
So I mean, he grew up over there. So I don't know a lot about Port Arthur. I just went over there because when I just went over there recently. I'd say about no, when I say recently, about 2-3 years ago, when his grandma died, I went over there for a funeral. So
yeah, man,
you know,
small little town, impoverished town, you know, but you couldn't tell us any different. It's pride, it's love, it's community. It was a cool place for me to grow up in.
Yeah, definitely. You know, you should listen to my I think my last podcast. We talked about, you know, it doesn't matter where you grew up at, because what you remember is good memories, and that's the best way to live.
That's it.
If you want to have a positive life, you always want to say, this was so good. And recently, like last couple of stories, I think it was last podcast, or was it last podcast, or I talked about this Burger King experience with my mother, you know, and my mom used to take us to Burger King, like, hey, let's go today, we gotta go eat burger. And, you know, because Whopper was $1 at that time.
Yeah.
She used to tell us, don't ask for the fries.
You're just getting a burger.
2 burgers if you want. Don't ask for the fries and the drink. But it was great. It was great.
Yeah.
But you know, good times right here. Khaliah, I so much appreciate you coming over here. I want to be. I can talk to you forever.
Same here, man.
Sleep
Same
is
here.
so important. We can just talk about other stuff, but I want to be respectful of your time. And you know, so I appreciate you coming over here. But before I end this, you know, this podcast episode, there's a question I want to ask you. Let's say you end up living a long life, help a lot of people do their sleep, wrote books, talked about it, did podcasts, did YouTube videos, everything you did. But you have to turn the lights off one day.
Yeah.
And today is the day. And you have to take everything with you. And they give you a pen and a paper, and they say, Khaliah, write 3 things, your 3 truths, your 3 lessons that you want to leave for the future world, future generations. Mm-hmm. Right here. There's a pen and a paper. Write 3 things that's important to you down. That everybody should do. What would it be?
Number 1, commit to die empty, man. And what I mean by that is, a good friend of mine, I had a podcast a couple of years ago, and she came on and she said that it blew my mind. I said, well, unpack that. What does that mean? She said, I commit to die empty, meaning on my last breath, when I'm on my deathbed, all of my dreams and my ideas are out in the world. They're all realized. So I can literally die empty. So when I'm in the graveyard, there's not a graveyard. I'm not contributing to the graveyard of ideas that were unrealized. They're all out in the world. So for me, I've committed to die empty. I chase all of my dreams like there's no tomorrow, because the reality of it is we don't know if we're going to be here tomorrow. And so I've committed to die empty, because I want my legacy to be attached to all the things that I have not just thought about, but I have done. Number 2 is, man, this is important as an entrepreneur. You know this, Sam, is to protect. I have to protect my energy, right? And so I want to be known for someone that, you know, I was very mindful about sharing my vision with folks who didn't have the capacity to understand my greatness. Because what I come to realize is a lot of people will allow other people and influences to stop them from doing what they really truly want to do. Mm-hmm. And so for my legacy, it's like, she was unstoppable. Like, she did what she wanted to do. And the reason why is because I protected my creative space. I protected my energy. And I only allow people who I know understand what I'm doing to be in. And I just grind in the dark for the most part. Mm. And then the third one, the last one I would say is my motto. And I believe that why borrow or why duplicate mediocrity when you can borrow genius? And what I mean by that is you should surround yourself with sponsors and mentors, living and dead. And who are you learning from? Like, who can you go and sit at their feet and learn? I already know I can learn a lot from you, Sam. You've been in the game for 20-something years, man. 23. So, like, yeah, you're the OG at this. Like, I'm like, Sam, come on, teach me something. You know what I mean? And so, and just your love and your passion for this. Like, if I didn't get anything else from our time today, you love what you do, brother. And I thank you for letting me even share this space with you, because I think we forget that like, it's not a matter of like, oh, I got to figure out your roadmap. I just got to be in your presence to pick up on who you are, because that's the type of business person and businesswoman that I want to be in the world. So learning from different people, we could read all these books and we can engage with different people and learn from them on a regular basis.
I love it. Love it. Thank you so much. One last question before I let you go.
Yes.
What is your definition of greatness?
Ooh, greatness. Greatness is you just went, like, you go. Greatness is you came, you soared, you conquered. Greatness is defined as what you want it to be. Greatness is when you are prepared and the opportunity meets itself. I think that's the ultimate of greatness, right? It's like you were prepared and you also got the opportunity that came to you. Now it's just matching that stuff all together, and now it's just greatness.
Now it's just greatness. Thank you so much, Khaliah. I appreciate your time. Thank you for donating your time to us. And time is such a precious commodity that you can't buy. You know, it's just something that you just can share.
Yeah, man.
So thank you so much. Thank you.
Of course, man. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.